Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to this edition of the Halcyon Show. My name is Lorne Risley, host of the show, and with me, as always, this Monday, back as normal, 9 p.m, is Crash, my co-host and cohort, my friend. How are you? I was going to ask you, actually, because we haven't spoken much off air this week. Normally we go backwards and forwards, and I just figured we'd put it on air this week because we don't have any battle rap. And that was going to be my first question, is like, how are you? I don't know how to feel. I feel like, oh, cool. But were you hoping for a little something? Just like a little... Ah, shit. Sorry. Desktop audio. Thanks, Pagan. Just pretend everything Crash just said when you heard it was fucking brilliant. It was fire in every way, shape, or form, and everything I said was not good in comparison. I forgot to unmute you. But Pagan's here. Pagan saved us. Okay, Pagan, appreciate you, but you've got a battle to be prepping for, my friend. A semi-final, if I'm not mistaken. What Crash was saying and what I crudely interrupted by not fucking unmuting him, sorry about that, dude, was there's no battle rap on this week, and we're kind of bummed out about it, and we're not sure how to feel. It's kind of nice to have a week off, but also at the same time I've gotten used to it, so it's, you know, like, just it'd be a nice happy medium for a crumb is what he said, and I agree with Crash. It's that thing.
That's basically what I said. Yeah.
But nevertheless, we though will not leave, because Prem left us all empty-handed. Me and Crash, no, we're not going to do that to you. We've come to you today with an offering, and a weird one. It's weird because
it's weird, and it's wild as well.
Talk the people through, because again, you're the one whose idea this was. I like it. I'm just not sure how I can intercede with it. I feel like you're going to be very much the arbiter of this one. Talk us through it. What are we doing here today?
So basically, what had happened was, this documentary came out years ago, apparently. And like, I remember the kind of hype for it. Like, it was back when social media wasn't as used, but like word of a battle rap. And I forgot about it. But then they brought it out and it went behind the paywall. So me and many others hadn't really seen it, maybe because I couldn't bother paying for the paywall, maybe because I didn't know where to pay. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So whatever, it ended up hidden files, and I totally forgot about it until it released recently 3 weeks ago. Shout out to Streets Cultures YouTube, who's dropped that for your boys, like, do you know what I mean, that refuse to pay for stuff. So we've got the YouTube drop, and I'm not 100% sure. So I was anticipating asking you this question, but like, so we weren't going to watch the documentary. We did watch it because we had to. I remember all of this, like, do you know what I mean? That's how early of a fan I was. Jump Off TV was like, because not only did Jump Off do rap battles, let's not get that twisted, it looked lit, and I was too young to go out. I definitely wasn't going from Cardiff to London at 17 years old. I wouldn't have come home, like, do you know what I mean? But they used to do like dance battles. They used to do like dagger offs. Like, do you know what daggering is, Lorne? Dagger. Yo, I was gonna say YouTube it, but don't, bro. It's like intense Jamaican dancing, in it, like, do you know what I mean? You're muted now, G.
No, I want to shut up for once and let you have the spot, because this is my point. This felt like a time capsule of a culture that I discovered after. I felt like an archaeologist watching this. Like, oh my gosh. So this is what Kruger evolved from. Interesting.
Like, you know what I mean? And the reason I brought up the idea was because we've been doing such, like, the most recent of Premier Battles. It's nice, like you said, it's time capsule to go back to the roots, man. People need to, like, you know what I mean? Go back and remember. Just remember how carefree battle rap was, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
but, yeah, man.
I wanted to offer a compromise to everyone because I threw it open this week for guests. We didn't get many responses. Tony D is busy watching his team get relegated. Much love, Tony, but your team is Spurs and the shit.
I don't even watch football, but that's hella disrespectful. I know that is.
But look, we've all got our vices. Tony's a Spurs fan. He's got other things to do. Fair play. There's also the matter of the short notice. I didn't get a hold of anyone, and I'm confident I can. So what I wanted to offer people is that this week, me and Crash are going to review it. We're just going to give our thoughts on the doc itself. If anyone wants to hop on and give their thoughts too, just because you watch the doc, fair play. Hop on and chat. We'll be happy to host you. Next week, what me and Crash are going to do is we're going to watch it. We're gonna play it. We're going to annotate it. And if then, now people know we're going to be live next week and doing this, if they want to come on, correct the record, maybe give some insight. Because okay, let me open the volley here for a second. Okay? Because I wasn't around. And it's fascinating seeing people talk in this way about battle rap. Okay? People in it, right? It's fascinating to me. I want to ask you, how did you feel watching this and watching the people in it talk about battle rap the way they were talking about? They were doing it in a certain way that I have thoughts about, but from your perspective, what did it feel like going on that journey of an hour and I think it's about an hour and 3 minutes and 19 seconds, and there's almost no credit, so it's an hour long, full of content. Talk me through your emotions, my friend.
Bro, it was like, it was just mad going, like, starts from the beginning of like, oh yeah, remember Jump Off, like, and then all the memories of Jump Off flooding back, and then like just going throughout all the old battles of like me watching Kruger and O'Shea in that battle on like a potato phone, like a subway and stuff, and all them old battles. And I'm like, oh, I must watch them battles. I haven't watched them in probably since I was in high school. And then you've got like Jump Off Street and like them, about the Mike Assassins and the Sticks, and it's like, oh, might watch them battles again. And everyone's gassing it and everyone's in it, so everyone's loving the hype. And it's like, oh, the old don't flop battles, like, you know what I mean? Ah, fuck it hell, man. It was such a throwback, bro. It was genuinely enjoyable. And like, what's mad about it is I don't have many people to speak about it too much, because like a couple of guys we used to watch battle rap, but not like, it's so niche, like, you know what I mean? I don't know how to bring it into my curriculum either and teach it in school, but I will. I promise you I will get that in a lesson one day.
Oh man, you've just reminded me of something. I wasn't going to bring this up at all because I just thought it was a fun little... So they had a professor in this fucking thing with a pile of dictionaries next to his fucking head going, so in Scottish folklore, there was a time where poets would use barbed wire. And it's like, the fuck has this got to do? And then he brings it back. He brings it back and he's like, and that's basically wrapped it. And I'm like, again, it's like battle rap archaeology, right? Because again, as you're correctly pointing out, it goes way back. It basically documents the genesis of the idea of UK battle rap from the Don't Flop era onwards, from... Yeah, there's weird circumstances of the WRCs and a lot of that stuff.
The beginning of villain arc, like, do you know what I mean?
Well, so this is it. This is what I'm saying.
A bit of a prick. You watch this, you're like, oh, they done him dirty. I would be a bit of a prick as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in this bit, in this doc, is a bit of a hit. He's like, he's the guy that went literally fuck Jump Off, like, this is fucking bullshit, yeah, and he's cutting a promo. And to see him in his fucking stage 1 form before he evolves into Charmeleon and Charizard, like, he's bouncing around, he's like hopping in and out of the ring, his hat barely fits his fucking head because he's so small, and he's just so vibrant. So is everyone else. The one thing I took about from the first 10 minutes of the doc is it's just pure excitement. Everyone is just jazzed.
Energy. That's it. It's energy, my bro. And it's very much energy was alive. And in this document, throughout the whole way through of this documentary, it's just energy and everyone's happy. Like, I know that's the selling point, but like, that's genuinely how it was. Like,
100%. Pagan with the comment, there are versions of word fights and loads of cultures across the world going back centuries, from Norway to West Africa. It's been a thing. Yeah.
Shout out Flighting. I played Valhalla. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Flighting.
Okay. Crash, when are we going to get the first battle rap in gaming, my friend? When is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? Who should make it happen? Come on, man.
The first what? The first what?
The first battle rap in gaming. When are we going to play an Assassin's Creed game and you're going to be riding through the fucking wilderness and there's just two guys spitting verses at each other?
You can do flighting in Valhalla, innit? I think there is a shitty like jukebox robot battle game, but like as the closest we've got is Def Jam, Fight for New York and Vendetta. That's where they took American rappers on like PS2 and you could fight each other. You could have like Exhibit versus Fat Joe and shit like that. You could create your own character. Brilliant game. Definitely needs a remaster. But yeah, I don't know, a battle rap, unless you're going to incorporate AI or like get battle rappers to pre-record verses that your character has to overcome, and I don't know how it would work. Like, do you know what I mean?
Crash just gave Xbox Studios their fucking gaming remit for the next 10 years.
If that comes out, I don't even want bread. Just put me in the game. I'll be the host. I don't care. I don't even want bread. Just put me in the game.
Well, we'll come back.
Maybe a little bit of bread. Maybe just fly me out. Maybe fly me out to record my lines. Like,
for my 2 cents, if you were going to put battle rap in any game, I think you'd put it in fucking a Bonfire Cyberpunk. I just think it would suit just down to the ground, the idea of that, chucking it in there. But Caveman calling Pagan a copycat because everyone's saying Def Jam, they're loving it. They love Def Jam, the Def Jam games. I only ever played the first one.
Different game. What, Vendetta?
The first ever one where that promo trailer was just the bald guy leading every battler into an alley and then just fucking him up. And it's just like, okay,
no,
I guess I'm about to...
That's Fight for New York. That's the goated one. Vendetta was first. There wasn't that... There was like rappers in there, but it was all right. But like the one where Snoop Dogg is against D-Mob. And yeah, Snoop Dogg's the bad guy and D-Mob's your boy. And Method Man and Redman is in it. Oh, bro, Sean Paul's a dickhead to fight as well, bro.
Oh no, maybe it was Vendetta, yeah, because I recognize the character models. But yeah, I just remember that. So the creator character thing was bullshit though, because you picked the Spider, I think his name was, and he was super fast, but you get fucked up after the third or fourth guy because he just spams finishers and shit. And I was just
bro,
fuck
that's
this
the
game,
though,
man.
That's the game, bro. I tell you what though, the custom creation on that was crazy. The making of the character was all right, but when you went to Jacob's shop, like jewelry shop, or you could get the clothes, like, and you get the bandana with the oh my god, bro, proper urban shit, that, bro.
Isn't that mad? A period of gaming where we used to lose our collective minds. It's like, oh, we can change the characters. We can change how he looks on the screen. Sick.
I still do. I still rate him.
You get mad for character customization.
I swear we've had this conversation, bro. When you're not black, bro, there's like free haircuts they use for black people. It's either an afro, shitty cane rose, or dead buzz cut. Bro,
that's
with
a
no
slightly
hairline, bro.
different. That's
arse, bro. So
that's
if a game's got good character creation, let's go.
That's game developers being lazy and never leaving the house. That's different than just having bad customization.
That's my rant for the week anyway. I
feel like Cyberpunk did a decent job of that because they made everyone's hairstyle shit. There's not a good hairstyle in that game. But anyways, we digress, ladies and gentlemen. What the fuck were we talking about?
I don't know. Let's do a gaming show next week. The week after we finish this.
We need a battle rap. We need someone to come up with a battle rap game, and we'll cover that. But anyways,
I think, bro, I've been thinking of battle rap games and shit.
The other question in here was from HD Ramus, and it's saying you start watching from the Mark Gris, right? So Mark Gris bit is right around the 32, 33 minute mark, and I was thinking about pausing it there, and it's at that point the doc takes a bit of a twist, but we'll come to that. Let's deal with the early parts of the doc first, because not only did they set out the stall of like the genesis of Don't Flop, and they kind of cover the financial capitulation of Jump Off and the WRCs, they document Shuffle T and Marlowe going up against Marv 1 and Quest. And what's crazy about that is that you do see like kind of that genesis of their rounds being formulated.
The stages of a rounds going forward. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's mad. That's so cool that they let them do that, because if there's one thing I wish we did see more of behind the scenes stuff, which I know they would never consent to because they're always worried that it's going to leak, is seeing battlers put their stuff together. Like shooting ideas at like, oh, well, what if I did this? Or what if I started with this? And seeing how it kind of comes together. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if you would have seen this promo, yeah? But shout out my boy Tech, yeah? Big Techie, yeah? He done this thing, yeah, when we used the promo for the Lose Chat. Or like back in the day anyway, like a couple years ago, right? But he would do this thing where he'd do it for every battle. And he'd usually have his top off, and he'd be doing his bars like you do it as a battler, innit? You rap your bars to your phone with your phone on record, so you can either see what you look like or it's so you can hear it back and listen to it. Yeah? He does that, but then he puts music over it, so it overlays on it.
Right.
But then Briggsy cuts a promo, and he does it in his kitchen, top off, doing the shitty worst bars ever. Going, gun! Oh, it's one of the best little promos Briggsy done, bro. It was fucking hilarious.
But we don't see a lot of that, though, do we, these days? That's kind of my point.
Because it's stressful as fuck, bro. But I agree, but it is, as a battler, stressful. And it's not like, every day is not right. Like, do you know what I mean? You might be on a bus, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to say that to that brother, bro. Watch this.
But do we not think... Let me jump in. They don't get out of their heads in that moment then, right, when they're writing? Because, again, I've heard a couple of the guys that are coming up to the next events in June and August, right? I've said, look, you know, if you want to hop on call, and they've all basically gone, got to lock in, got to kind of put everything from my mind, right? But I don't know about you. When I'm working on something really intensive, and someone just sticks their head through the door for a second and say, how's it going? And it just lets you talk about it a little bit. It kind of lifts you. It kind of gets you out of the stress and the funk of the situation. And I feel like, I mean, it didn't seem like it affected Shuffle T and Marlowe doing this documentary, because I remember seeing that battle back in the day and thinking it was a really impressive battle. It was a lot of fun, especially their first round. Like, what would you want to see if you had the opportunity? I mean, okay, better question. Which battles would you have liked to have been a fly on the wall for? Especially in this era where they would have followed them, like building up the battle over the course of it. So we're talking 2011 maybe through to 2013. No, actually a bit earlier than that, 2009 through to 2011-13.
I think early Yunnan battles, because Yunnan has been one of my favorite writers from the get-go, and I've watched the struggle Yunnan had of, like, Yunnan's style back in the day was very, very shat on, let's say. As in, like, people were really down for the disrespectful, your mum's a slag, like, do you know what I mean? That grotesque shit. But Yunnan was one of the first rappers to start using, like, the hyperboles, like, do you know what I mean? The exaggerated dungeons, like they used to call it Dungeons and Dragons rap, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? He was doing mythical creatures and shit. And for a long time, that shit didn't really put, as a rapper's rapper, yeah, I love lyrics and everything about them, the way they intertwine to like multi and everything. So I enjoyed the writing of it, like the creativity of it from early. But a lot of people didn't. They were like, it's battle rap, it's not direct, like you're just chatting a whole load of Harry Potter stuff. But like over the years, Yunnan spun a lot of people, and like now it's one of the styles that people use. So because he's got to be doubting himself when everyone's saying like that style don't work, and he's like, no, it is, because he's rapping, like, do you know what I mean? It was like, so early Yunnan battles probably is my answer to that question.
Interesting. I don't disagree. It's kind of, because I think you're seeing the formation of a lot of stuff in this doc. The other thing that kind of, I don't know, because again, I wasn't around, so it's difficult reflecting on this after the fact because you weren't there. It's a bit, I mean, again, you're not a wrestling fan. The Hulk Hogan documentary that's taking over the world right now is full to brim of shit, by the way. It's not truthful in the slightest, ladies and gentlemen. You watch that documentary, prepare to be lied to. But you weren't there, so you don't know. In this, one of the things that struck me is how big a deal they made of Luna and how big a deal they made of Mark Grist and that particular battle of his. Talk to me about fandom of that, because again, I came in after they'd hit and the views were in, so I knew that they were big deals based on the views. But like, being a fan, or in retrospect seeing this, is that accurate? Was that a fair assessment to make at the time?
So like back in the day, yeah, like again, like battle rap's niche today, but back then it was probably even niche until the explosion of Dope Flop, where people, like, even today now, people probably, if you say, yo, do you like battle rap, they go, I used to watch Dope Flop because it had everyone at one time. But like, I don't know, I kind of like, I was a fan from early, like I say, the outside of just like two, like Kruger and I can't remember Donnie, but like just rapping in a park, like, and there being 6 people. And like, yeah, you kind of saw like as you notice it, it gets more frequent, and there's a little more. They're not in a park anymore. Now they're in a room. Do you know what I mean? And it's like that room's not empty. Like they're filling it out. Okay, okay. And I think the Mark Grist and the Lunar Sea, that's what made it viral online. Like, do you know what I mean? And that was viral before anything can go viral today. Like, it's not that hard. Like, we live in a time where everything goes viral. But that to be so underground and to be blown up. I remember the fucking student versus teacher thing was mental. Like, that being in the papers is crazy. And then people saying, oh, do you know about battle rap? And I'm like, bro, strap in, G. Strap in. Where do you want to start, bro? Do you want funny? Do you want bars? Like, what do you want? I've got it all. So it was just mad seeing it blow up. And then, yeah, Lunar Sea, I think everyone who watched the Lunar Sea battle come out knew that Don was different. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you knew from the battle, like, and Stro, we're talking a long time here, got like smoked, bro. That was one of the worst body bags we'd seen, like, do you know what I'm saying? And that went viral, bro. Stro was doing his thing. He was doing this thing. Do you know what I mean? He was rapping. He was very aggressive. The Stro, do you know what's mad? Is like, I never knew that Stro in it, and I know this Stro.
Yes,
and even I forget that was one Stro. Like, do you know what I mean?
I will keep my rebuttal short. It's a bit revisionist history in hindsight based on when you look at the. I disagree with the assessment of the masses on that battle. I think it's an interesting thing that I would love to examine properly one day. But just before I retort and potentially steer the conversation, Caveman's talking about Luna, and interesting thing. I will admit, Cave, I did this. So I'm not going to hate on people that did this. Quote unquote, Cave says, I remember when Luna came out, people at my college would quote his bars and pretend they made them up. I mean, I wasn't watching battle rap in school. No, but right, okay. What you have to understand about that, okay, right. I'm not defending plagiarism. I'm not defending it. But here's the... Right, I can see you. Right. Some of us...
Cave, back me up. This is, as a writer, this is despicable, man.
I'm saying, back in the days when the internet was much more of a thing where if you didn't know where to look, you couldn't find this stuff.
I hear that. Do you know what? It was...
Right? Hang on. My point being is half of it was bringing it to the people's attention in the first place because they would hear it and they think, that's cool or that's funny. But the gamble you play with that is that if then people look into it, you look like that fucking bit at the end of American Pie where it's like, oh yeah, he's still a virgin. Oh shit. Like, it's a bad moment. On the flip side, it was part of early internet culture where you would come across stuff and you'd share it. And in school, we didn't have again, I'm dating myself now. We didn't have these fucking things in school, lads.
Referencing.
So you went into school. You go in and say, hey, man, I saw this guy and he did this thing. What did he do? And you'd do your own version of it. And you'd be known as the guy that knew that shit. Like, it was the earliest version of that. So while I'm not defending plagiarism, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not defending it.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were rap battling in school or like freestyling.
Right.
And then you just drop that on like, yeah, that's me. I wrote that yesterday.
I've
seen that before.
Will confess. So now you definitely know I'm not battling because this would be used against me in an angle.
No way.
Did try rapping in school.
Swear down.
I tried it. I had a name.
Spam L.R's freestyle now.
Do you want to know how bad it was? I had a rap name. Do you want to know what my rap name was?
Yeah. Fucking what universe do I say no, bro?
Good, because it's bad. You're gonna go like, right, I'm done, Lorne.
Bro, I've got a name that only like 4 people from Cardiff know what my name was before I was crashed.
And we getting an exclusive? Are you gonna reveal it now?
Fuck no.
Everyone like and share this video, and Crash will reveal it. 30,000 likes.
Well, we'll do something like that. 50 likes and I'll reveal it.
Oh, Cave. Oh, Caveman. Lorna C. Cheers, buddy. Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. That's terrible.
It was funny anyway, and then the plagiarism. That's that joke even funnier, I swear to God.
That's very good.
Lord, she is.
That's very good.
But no, what was the name?
Oh man, that's bad. But I tell you what it was. I think I was one of the few people that I couldn't rhyme. I wouldn't be able to make up stuff, right? In terms of making it sound good. But I was good at thinking of words that would rhyme with other words. And so it made me quick thinking. So I was able to, not rebuttal, but like if someone took the piss, I could take the piss back quite quickly. And then I remember seeing like a lot of rap stuff come out at the time, and I didn't vibe with it. I was an emo kid, but part of it was intriguing.
Freestyle Donny. He's a freestyle Donny, you know.
Well, but it's funny to me that this whole thing was in the background of my later, like this wouldn't have been when I was in school. So 2009, I'd have been 19, nearly 20. So I'd have been a bit late in the game to be able to use this in school. But like the mad thing of people in colleges going up to someone and saying your mum's vaginal cavity is like Wonderland, and people going like, man, that's amazing, and then the next day googling that shit and seeing that someone else said it in front of a million people. I mean, it's gambling with your life. I wouldn't do it. It's not worth it, lads. Just make up your own shit.
I can never get called out for plagiarism. That's I'm a librarian now. Yeah, I'm the crash librarian, bro. What caught stealing bars, librarian. But the main question that sits at hand was, what was your name though?
Pagan says, I battled a guy on the school bus and he beat me with don't flop bars. Which ones, Pagan? I'm curious now. And you wait,
whose
we have an exclusive.
Pagan could go and kill that rapper, not genuinely, like as in a battle, and it'd be like, ha, you know what I mean? I killed you and the ghostwriter. That's how petty Pagan goes.
I love that shit.
That's a movie. That is fucking hell.
You're almost 35 and still haven't learned to drive. Lunacy. I reviewed all of Lunacy's battles. Which one did he say that one in? HD Ramus.
Do you know what's mental? I tell you what's mental in real life is that when that drops, that's a funny bar. Now
you're almost 35 and still haven't learned to drive.
Yeah, that's crazy. As in like, oh shit, I need to get my shit together.
Oh, versus Mickey Worthless. I definitely reviewed that battle. God,
you should try utilizing the rest of your house.
Oh, I do. You should try to utilize the rest of your house. I do remember that battle, but that battle I remember for that really sick. Because I hold that bitch down with battery like a SIM card. That's that was probably one of the first times that happened as well. Mean, man. I will say, it was bits from Luna, Mark Grist, and others. Pagan got bodied on a bus by Don't Flop Bars. Pass it on, everybody. If I'm going down, I'm taking you all with me. My battle rap name was to be revealed on part 2. I'll reveal it.
No way. Is that a separate?
Listen,
show
man.
There?
We gotta string this out. Dojo, listen, you got a battle to prep for, so you're gonna have to tune in next week and find out. Crash or hold me to. I promise. Scout's honor. I'll reveal it next week.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. You're lucky we're friends, bro, because it's ADHD, bro. The fact that like you haven't told me to.
Listen, let me break this to you. You're in content creation now, brother. You are in content creation now, okay? We string out everything until we can't get anything more out of it, and then we beat it to death some more. That's how this works. That's how it's always worked. Trust me. I know what I'm doing, basically. But back to the documentary. We're not here to discuss my past escapades as to be named. The stolen tapes. What the fuck is the story with the stolen? I mean, I've heard it on the doc, but how significant was it really, or what ramifications were there really? It seemed like they made a big deal out of that in the doc. Talk me through that.
That was a big deal. So obviously, Jump Off, in fact, I don't know how they got their money, sponsors, whatever, but like that's the most money maybe in America and UK that had ever been a prize fund for that tournament in battle rap. So it was one of the biggest things, and it was uniting the US and the UK. So obviously, boom, 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 they're banking on making as much buck off the tournament and the video footage as possible. Like, you know what I mean? Once the battle's done, hey, there's your bread. We're gonna go make our bread. Hopefully we capitalize. Cool. So obviously, as the tournament's gone through, boom, knockout stages, the finals happen now, and it was and Arc versus Thesaurus and Ilmac. I believe.
I can try and find
Thesaurus
it.
and Ilmac, I can't remember. Comments.
So
Help me
I've got
out, right?
So we've got versus Archaic semi-final, Frankie Waps versus Jay's Juice. So it's not that one, and then we fast forward, and that's him cutting a promo. So it's going to be before that, or is it that? Or was it the semi-finals?
It might be that one. Is it?
Okay, well, they seem to be fixating on this moment, and it's
it would be. Yeah,
and
Dojo
Archaic versus Frankie Waps and Jay's
This is why
Jay's
Dojo's
Juice.
in the comments, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? We need our hardcore fans that know this IQ shit. Dojo's saying it was it Marvin Quest though?
Well, so HDR Ramos has said
they were the ones that I think they were cool with her, and they're the ones that apparently come out on Twitter and stole the tape.
But this is what I'm saying. So at the end of the doc, I love this. They've got
like them subtitles. You know, it's like my man does this now. My man lives a happy life with 4 kids. Like, so
it says at the end. Well, that might be my favourite part of the whole doc. Seeing baby versions of everyone is one thing, and I've got it here. Quest McCoy has since admitted on Twitter that he's in possession of the missing World Rap Championship tapes. Now, here's my question. Did he post pictures? Did anyone follow up on that? That's mad.
So the only thing is because so you've got her crashing out like, fuck jump off, it's bullshit, it's rigged, blah, 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 blah. And then the tapes go missing. Like, do you know what I mean? So then the most footage you've got from the battle, I guess they had little clips, was saying we done this and we've smashed it, but like, you know what I mean, like you don't know, innit? So that was a whole conspiracy of who took the tapes. And then I didn't know, the documentary showed me that there was pictures sent of the I would have held the tapes at gunpoint as well, just to make it extra. But that might have given away it was America, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was a gun way. But yeah, man, like, so I feel bad for Jumbo.
Point the gun at the tapes.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Little help me. They feed me good or something like that.
No, you've stolen them. Like, that's amazing. That would be it. We need more story nights and battle rap. Lads, like the Prem guys, why didn't anyone do any of that kind of shenanigans? You'd have won hands down doing that shit. That would have been so funny. How to Shrooms on Twitter, by the way. No, I'm not giving the rap out. I'll give it out next week. It's not as big as you guys are thinking. It's not anything bad. It's just properly cringeworthy. Anyways, the other thought I had about this doc, and I love it, by the way, in terms of it's been really well put together. They've got everyone sat down. They've got them coherent. They've got them on point. I mean, there's probably a serious amount of editing that's gone into this motherfucker, because they really do tell a storyline and a narrative about the genesis of a lot of this stuff really well. I think what's interesting, though, is what this doesn't show, which is this is not quite the peak, I don't think, because it doesn't really reference Shotty all that much. Shotty seems to kind of arrive just after all of this is popping off, because the only reference to Shotty in this entire doc is at the beginning once
of the Yunnan battle.
Well, the Yunnan battle, but they get everyone at the beginning to kind of give their, like, well, what's battle rap? Like, define it. And the best one, I mean, Shotty gives one, but the best one is Luna, because Luna's like, well, battle rap's a bit like everyone's got the same mum and she's a fat slag.
Yeah. That's
and everyone's always dissing her.
I mean, it's not actually your mum we're talking about. Your mum's probably, like, your mum's off limits, to be honest. But this mum that I'm cussing today, this mum's a fat, poor, one-leg bitch with no neck. Like, you know what I mean? But just happy birthday to your mums and that. Like,
it just got me.
Real, I was like, yeah.
That was so funny, the idea of, like, listen, we all, like it's a deity of sorts. Like, we all diss this collective mother, which I thought was great. But, like, it summed up, like, I try and do this all the time. But this doc has done a really good job of kind of, like, this is what it is. And I think one of the things that I wonder about this era to this one, and again, you would be better placed to maybe speak to whether or not this is the case and why, if so. These guys genuinely all seem like they wanted to beat each other. Like, I want to be the best guy. I want to be the biggest guy. And I'm prepared to do and say whatever it takes to do that, right? And they make so many references in this doc to, if it's funny, it's okay. If it's in a battle, it's okay. It doesn't matter if it's true, right? To now, where I don't think that's true. I think if someone goes in on someone's... Like, there's a whole thing at one point of one guy... Is it Jefferson Price? He has his, like, an affair. Right?
Gone, bro.
Like,
gone, bro.
Imagine...
First I seen lose his life to, like, battle rap, bro. Like,
but,
so, I mean, his real life.
But, like, say Quicksilver goes in on Dynamic Mike for abusing his cat or something. Like, it's like... Oh, that was a bit out of order. Why'd you have to do that for? And it's like, it's battle rap, lad. Like, go after him. Like, go get it.
I feel like now, I don't know, maybe as an older man watching, it's a bit cringe. And I have avoided battles with, like, I've been offered battlers before that are like, that's their style. And like I've said to Snoop, like, do you know what I mean? That's not my kind of battle. I've come here for the rah-rahs and the gunplays and the who's bigger than who's fight, like, I'll fight all of you type shit. But like, yeah, like digging out someone's opponent like that, like, is mental. But it's just not, it's personal, isn't it, bro? And it's really tacky, I feel like, to
But here's the question, right? Because, I mean, Pagan comments and then Dojo comments, okay? And I think these two are interesting to have back-to-back, and I want to hear your thoughts. Pagan, mums were not off limits. Villain made up something about Yunan's mum being an addict, and it followed him around. It followed Yunan around for a decade. And then Dojo has gone. The directors in the interview recently said that they think this is why the scene... I mean, that's debatable, but let's hear him out. The scene died because of this change and the lack of "you can no longer say this" rhetoric. I don't necessarily agree, but battle rap is a lot less edgy. Right. There's a lot to unpack there. What do you think when you hear both of those statements back to back?
So, like, the one about, like, when we talk about the Yunnan mums things, we're talking about the dumb jokes, like, do you know what I mean? We're not talking about, unless, like, again, you've gone down the personal route, which did happen with Yunnan, but I'm not even 100% more sure his mum was a crackhead. But back then, like, do you know what I mean? If something was personal and it hit and it just sounded dope and it sounded, like, realistic, yeah, bruv. It was like, if Frost had called fucking the Burke a beaver 10 years ago, bruv, he would be the beaver guy today, bro. Like, an angle stuck, man.
Sorry,
and what was,
like you there just been like, listen, I'm not 100% she's not. Like, just
like,
even though he made it up.
But don't quote me.
No, but he made it up. It's like, well, listen, I mean, not 100% sure.
But who hasn't done coke in the 90s? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was fucking born in the 90s, really.
But this is what I'm saying. I think it's just jokes, man. It's just jokes. That's part of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is that, like, going after each other there's a way of doing it now, rather than back then, where they are kind of... They did, because they showed, like, because they talked about a lot of the more offensive angles, like the F word, for instance, the use of racial connotations and the use of racial stereotyping in battles, misogyny, and a lot of that stuff. And they seem to kind of come back to this notion that, right, so long as it's funny, it's okay. I think they've missed a critical sentence in that statement. So long as it's funny to who's being targeted. It's not bullying if the person who it's being targeted at is in on the joke. That's different than I'm going to say this knowing it's offensive to you and probably other people. I think that defense falls apart quite quickly when it's you in that position. And I think that's what I find interesting about this day and age of battle rap, is because it's not afraid to. I think it occasionally pushes the boat out, but compared to this era, where people are literally going on Facebook and seeing people are in a domestic abuse situation and then going in on it, like, it's hard. That's been
an angle in battle rap. Mackenzie got an angle placed on him that his missus battered him, and again, it was kind of like, if it was a good, like, if someone done a good round and it looked effective, then the person you battle next knows that that's going to get a reaction. So how can I make this deeper? Like, do you know what I mean? How can I tell them something this in a different way with something they didn't see? and it's like, yeah, with like Yunnan baked a cake for a gal. I'm not even sure about this story, yeah, but I think Yunnan liked a gal from battle rap or something and baked her a cake on her birthday, trying to rizz her up. Sorry, my kids are cringing, but like, yeah, try like, do you know what I mean? Charm her on her, like, and that was you like Disaster used it as a fucking angle, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, baked a bitch a cake, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Fucking hell, like this. No, bro, it's mad, bro. But battle rap was fun back in the day. But
that
I
was
will
going to
say,
be.
as
Go on.
old as yeah, again, as an older gentleman now, if I was to go into a battle rap now and use that style, I would get fired. Do you know what I'm saying? If I got all offensive, because
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's just where like we were like, how young were they back then? 18, 19, 20s, like you weren't really on shit. Like you were probably out having a good, like I was anyway, like do you know what I mean? Chilling, like carefree, really, no kids and that. I don't know, bro. It was a different time, bro.
Well, what I will say, actually, just because, not that we have any journalistic integrity or necessarily responsibility, but for what it's worth, almost everyone in this documentary has since recanted a lot of the usage of some of the slurs and words that they used during this era, admitting that there's an insensitivity to them, that it was a product of its time, and a lot of this other stuff, which I think, again, is why this was such a, not a culture shock, but like, it kind of, it's such a time capsule. It feels devoid of the current scene. It really, it serves as a precursor, but I don't see any real parallels to it. Do you know what I mean? It feels like almost a different thing, a different, I don't quite know how to describe it. And so, I mean, a good example of that is the whole Mark Grist Blizzard marketing thing, where, as you alluded to earlier, it gets picked up by Channel 4 of all things. So it goes proper mainstream. And it's branded and marketed as student teacher when they're not, but one's dressed like a typical Ute of the day and another is dressed like a typical fucking substitute teacher. And they battle, and it is, look, it's an entertaining battle in of itself, but the marketing of it, the way it gets shared to other people, is kind of incredible because it then crosses over. And I'm curious, why haven't we seen anything approaching it since? We don't really see battles marketed in that way anymore. Or ever, actually, I would argue. It never really happens.
Because those battles don't even really happen too tough. Like gimmick battles don't really work. Like, do you know what I mean? In like, I don't know. Like, why do gimmick battles not work though? Do you know what I mean? Like, what was the last? There wasn't really a gimmick battle. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
well, it depends, I suppose, on. I think half of this, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think half of this stuff. Your fucking camera.
It does its job, man. It does its job. See,
it's zooming into what appears to be someone. Oh, it's the TV.
It's a telly, yeah.
Your fucking camera. What was I fucking saying? What was I saying? Gimmicks, right. Gimmicks work if they serve to further something. Like, if it's, right, we need a mechanism in order to sort this, because a typical battle isn't going to cut it. Or a typical match, boxing match, wrestling match, football, whatever it is, right? We need to give this a gimmick because it helps further people's interest or notion of it, right? If it's just for the fuck of it, if it's just, we'll throw these two together and call it, it doesn't have any, it's the same with anything. It doesn't have any stakes. Whereas student teacher, there's pride from one side or another. Like, it feels like people can get behind the respective parties because they embody one or the other.
It's generation against generation, isn't it? Like, it's the older generation against the younger generation. Like, do you know what I mean? But like, I will say, like, and this is one of my opinions on battle rap, was like you see, like, when in the starters where O'Shea comes and he's walking and he's got his little Liverpoolian gang with him. And like it says in the doc that like O'Shea just heard about rap battles, so jumped on a train with his mates and came to London for a rap battle. Like, O'Shea in Liverpool at the time was a rapper. Like, do you know what I mean? Tony D didn't just stumble into battle rap and don't flop and go, I'm gonna try this. He was part of Poisonous Poets with Doc Brown and stuff like that. A lot of respected battlers like Tenchu was like a good freestyler back in the day before he's on Don't Flop. Like there's a couple of the Irish dons were known. A lot of people had rep as a rapper before, so they had, even if it's a small niche, even if it's your friends, like, do you know what I mean, a good base of people to share battle raps with. Whereas now, a lot of battle rap fans have turned battlers, and their only other audience is the battle rap fans they used to stand next to. Do you know what I'm saying? With a niche, like, so I feel like it was easier to promote back then because like like before content, you were like, yeah, come to my show, or got a freestyle drop in. There was stuff here. Battlers now feel like tweeting is the only promotion they need to do for a battle. When again, I feel like they're tweeting for battlers that are, like, fans are already going to see it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, I'll debate you on that another day, but we'll put a pin in that for now because there's a lot of people commenting, and I appreciate all of you commenting, by the way. So Caveman says your average battler now in the UK is older than they were back then. That's probably true considering the demographics have got into it.
Yeah.
2012 Aggie Sensor Personals were a thing, says Dojo. I find it interesting that Bodied versus and This Doc are all films that focus on the offensive elements. Well, yeah, because controversy and conflict are what sell, Dojo. You're a content creator now, you better get used to that. Pagan, Chronicle versus Im is the genesis of Race Angles dying a death because it was literally just rhyming hate speech. I haven't seen that battle.
Oh, yeah, that was one where, like, again, before, when it, like, not when it's done well, racism's okay, yeah, but when it was like a part of a punch or something like that, right? It was like, all right, we get it. Like, do you know what I mean? This guy is risky. Like, you weren't liable to get punched in the face if you're going to use racism, but like that's a risk that you had to stand on, and it was how you came across. But the Chronicle versus Im was just like, you wear a turban, you're like, you pray, like, do you know what I mean? It wasn't like smart. It was just every stereotypical racist thing you could say with a rhyming punchline at the end. And it was one of the first times that as battle fans, we kind of agreed that like, nah, bro, it's not it, bro. But like, even me, I'm on the side of like, it's a battle, man. Like, you've got to be ready to face anything, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a boxing fight, you're all right, you're boxing, you're a respected opponent, but who says that they don't fight dirty, bro? Like, do you know what I mean? And like, will they get the respect of the crowd? No, bro, but it might. I don't know. If you start kicking off and it looks like it really affected you, that could swing them the battle somehow in some people's minds.
I mean, I'm in the comments of this battle. So I find it interesting that Kruger is the one that's hosted this battle. So it's as in it's on his channel, not Don't Flops. And
okay, so history lesson.
Well, all I was going to say as far as comments, the number of people going, people are just mad at him because he's being racist. Like, yeah, like you do get mad at race. That's the point. But anyways, sorry,
you can't. So the reason that it's on Kruger's channel is there was Don't Flop and there was Don't Flop Extra.
Yes.
And it was kind of like when Don't Flop hit the hate peak, if your battles weren't like good enough to gain thousands of views, you were probably going to end up on the Extra channel. Right. Then did on his villain arc thing and deleted the Extra channels. And like a lot of battlers who weren't established at the time had mainly most of their battles on Don't Flop Extra. So then Kruger was the hero for everyone, like the people's champ. And Kruger actually has, I think, nearly every battle that he ever recorded for Don't Flop on a hard drive somewhere. So he started I remember like my friend Ripper from Wales, he asked Kruger to upload the battle. Kruger did it, bro. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Kruger's the people's champ. He's a hero.
Got a lot of time for Kruger. Dojo, there are all stories about battle rap being the outlier against social taboos, but being in it doesn't feel like it. No, and I am inclined to agree. I think so. DK is featured quite heavily in this, and I think
grab my body one.
And I think one of the things that took me by surprise is this notion of her being, it's great because she's not a token girl. But all the dressing of it is, well, no, we need her in because we need someone we can dunk on for being a girl. And
yeah, Mickey didn't make that quite clear, because he was like, yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like, she I think the notion was she was meant to come in as like the girl, but like she actually did way better than she thought. That's what you.
Right, son. Thank you.
Hold me in a bit, bless.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
No, you were saying.
Yeah. So the notion was, I think like Mickey and both thought, fuck it, Mickey Worthless is a scumbag character, not in real life, like that's the character he played. Let's give him a girl to dunk on. And like you said, she adapted really well. But yeah, there wasn't many girls, bruv. That even in battle rap nowadays, there's not many girls, bruv.
Well, in fairness, I think
but
this
was a dope rapper.
I think this illustrates it. Don't you think? I mean, dude, put yourself in her position. Like, you've got no peers. There's no one else you can battle that's your contemporary in terms of being a girl as well. So you've got no one even to vibe with. And we're in an era where guys are saying, again, they cover the Enigma thing at the end as well with one of those lines that you just go, "What were you thinking, lad?" And he's since, I really regret saying it, because
the bit that got me was he says, right, I said it to my friends and none of them said nothing. I like, bro, you need new friends, G. You need new friends, bro.
Well, no, I think they touch it, and this is part of what I was saying about the DK thing. People are fucking stupid, lad, and they're fucking merciless when they don't think it's that deep to them, and it's like, right. But, and again, I think there's battlers from this era that will tell you that they went through the fucking ringer for years because of the battles that they posted or were participant in, because fans became fucking relentless with this shit. And I think one thing from that era to now is the level of discourse from fans just trolling battlers that fall off, but then venerating the ones that stay on top. And what I take from that is that this era was much more of a competitive thing, because you had to win. You couldn't afford to lose, because if you lose, you get trolled nearly to death. Like, you can't play around in this era, because if you lose, you've then got to deal with 5, 10, 20,000 people all DMing you and messaging you constantly saying, oh, so-and-so bodied you 3-0 and yada, yada, yada. Like, it makes you think,
that's the
wow,
pressure, though,
the pressure.
More views equals more eyes.
Right.
So more eyes means if you lose, more people saw you lose, and you're not the winning side, so you're going to get cunted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rarely would you share, like, I don't know, maybe I'm different, like, do you know what I mean? But rarely would I share a battle with my friends if it's very, very, very good, unless it's elite level. But if it's shit or someone does shit, brother, watch this guy fuck this up now, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? If Enigma did what he did against Pagan, that'd be fucking viral back in the day, bro. Viral, gone.
Well, David makes the point here of perception versus reality. When you're a teenager, edgy is funny, and when you're grown up, it's a little bit less so. I think, I mean,
that's true.
There's so much about this era that is just flying by the seat of their pants. I mean, the whole jump offs, like the whole story of them posting an ad and saying, yeah, 50 grand cash prize. Oh, by the way, we don't have it. Like
mental behavior, legal reasons. Now, I don't even think we could do that, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I think
you know
advertising that is. I mean, it's dicey behavior. Let's put it that way. And it's almost like heralded. Like in this doc, it's almost like, oh well, at least they had the courage of their convictions to throw the ball down the field and trust that they were going to catch it. Like, no, that's fraud. That's fraud. You can't say 50 grand and then not have it. Like, that's mad. Pagan as well chiming in was saying, I feel like King of the Rollers tried to capture the most chaotic part of Don't Flop's energy, but the scene had moved on by then. I think it's kind of cotton onto the same point that Dave is making, which is the age. Because this is a weird thing. As you can see it in the audience. It's kind of, again, it's mad as a time capsule. You see that it's guys and girls in parks, underpasses, car parks. Then they move into these sort of dimly lit rooms. Then they move into these stages with all the lights and stuff, and they're getting progressively older and better dressed. And it's like, yeah, it's not mad to think why the scene has kind of evolved to this point, because we are all 10, 15 years older. We do still love it, but then that new crop that did the underground version of it never came up afterwards, you know? It's a weird thing. So the question I had for you about this is, being a fan of it during this era, what was it like to see them grow? Like, from event to event or battle to battle, seeing more people, more staff, more angles, more lights, more focus, more numbers, more everything, like just doing this and this as a fan.
It was cool to see it grow. Obviously, like anything elevating that you're interested in is amazing. Like, do you know what I mean? From like, say randomly, like a game, say the Resident Evils. I played Resident Evil 1 on PS1 when it was shit, like not shit, but like choppy. But like back then, that was the greatest thing ever. Now I've just completed Resident Evil 9, which is like fucking a masterpiece of a Resident Evil game. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but you like, I enjoyed being a part of the process, if that makes sense. And even now, if I see niche IQ dropped on the timeline, like, so like, for instance, this is random, but there's on Pen Game, there's a guy called Monroe. Everyone's like, oh, this Monroe was all right. Like, bro, Monroe was on Don't Flop years ago. Do you know what I mean? And he was fire then. But it's like, if you didn't know, then you didn't know. Pen Game's audience is a lot younger than UK battle rap, I would say. So they're not going to know Monroe. But having that knowledge is it's just a funny little quirk thing to me. I enjoy. But like, yeah, man, like it was mad watching it. So I watched it from the like when it was fuck all, really, just a couple of boys just having a laugh, like, do you know what I mean? To now, and then somewhere in between, like I started battling, but I only stayed in Wales battling. I didn't venture over. And then eventually, I remember the checkpoint. I think it was a chalked out event, which wasn't Don't Flop. It was like kind of not Don't Flop, but not really. It was like an off-brand thing. But then that was like, I was like, right, I don't want to go straight on Don't Flop, because if I fuck up, bare views and that's mental. You fuck that up, this meant. So I'll start little. But then as I started, Don't Flop was getting smaller. But yeah, then like, so me going from Wales to London to battle, and then meeting like, I think I met like Frankie the first time I went over. Do you know what I mean? And I met Yunan that day. I met a couple of like the younger dons that were battling. Some are not around anymore. And then started progressively going to more events and meeting more of these battlers that I had watched for years. Do you know what I mean? Do their own thing. It was sick, bro. It was honestly enjoyable. And even now, I think the only person that I haven't properly met that's like elite tier is Shotty.
Which again is weird, considering that this is filmed during sort of still the rise. Like, I mean, they talk a big game at the end of it, like this whole thing of, I think it was even Doc Brown that said it. He was like, enjoy this, because this might be as big as it gets. And I mean, it did still grow from there. Like I say, I mean, this doesn't include any of Shotty's stuff except for the Yunnan battle. And that's super, super early in his career.
That's super early, Shotty. That's when we're just talking. Yeah. Shotty's fire, like.
But my point to all of that was, the thing I felt watching this was almost sadness. Like, it's kind of mad that the spirit and the energy from this isn't really in anyone at the moment. And when it is, and because I've seen some flickers of it, I've seen some people at least attempt to emulate some of this stuff. We don't seem to have the stomach for it. Like, again, like I will argue for some guys because I see something in them that reminds me of the energy of this era. My question to you is, do you agree? And if so, is it a good thing that we've moved past this incarnation of battle rap? Chaos Crash looking there going, I do miss me some controversy.
Do you know what it is, bro? It's like, back then, you were kind of like, even not money, and I know there's this thing with rappers saying you can't get paid in clout and stuff like that, and I understand. And as a battle rapper, I've put in the hours and I've missed days and events writing battle rap, because you only get out, like they say in the doc, you only get one chance. You don't get a rerun. So like, I understand. But back then, they were paid in views and exposure, and like, we're not talking like a little 10 grand. There's like hundreds of thousands of views, and even shit battles were getting, and like no one really capitalized off it. I think everyone got too comfortable with their don't flop views, if that makes sense. That like, I don't need to go and like, do you know what I mean? Drop a mixtape, or I don't need to go and like venture out. There's only a few like the Tony D's who carried on rapping. Luna C went over to SBTV and started dropping actual freestyles, which were cold. Who else? Is there anyone else that really got big? Like I'm not sure, but off the top of my head. But like, yeah, I feel like now there's no reward in battle raps, so that's why battlers are arguing over money and shit. Back then, no one was doing it for the bread, really. Like, you were doing it for like the buzz, the hype, being a part of something that's growing out of our control. Like, you know what I mean? To like where they've got they've gone from a park to Ministry of fucking Sound in London. Do you know what I mean? With American dons, and everyone's fucking buzzing, bro. Now there's just no real reward, bro. And that's the sad truth. You might be lucky to get like 2,000 views, bro, and it's like, what am I gonna do with that? Whereas I feel like it's a shame that the views went away, because now I feel like you've got battlers have clocked on, like, do you know what I mean? Of like, shit, I need something to run with the battling. Battling's cool, but it's not sustainable. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like trying to do music and not having a real job. Like, you're putting all your eggs into the basket, whereas you should spread them out a bit.
Indeed. I mean, Pagan and Dojo both reference Pain Game to different points. I think both of them are essentially alluding to it. But here's where and you can disagree with me on this, maybe you don't. The difference I see in Pen Game is that even though it's a bit newer and it's marketing itself in a more vibrant way with the music and the short promos and all this, I don't see it. I mean, I'm looking at some of these now. I've gone onto the Don't Flop page, and looking at Don't Flop's fucking YouTube page as some sort of archive, please, because half of it's fucking missing. I wonder why. But anyways, my point being with that is it's so unpolished and so raw, but you just look at the energy in the room. You see the looks on people's faces. You see the fucking ball that they're having. And the just litany, it's just battle. They almost can't keep up with how much shit they're making across all these different places and all these different things and all people. There's an energy and a vibe to it, because I think it's renegade. It's a bit that we're doing something you saying we can't do. Whereas Pen
and in the heyday, battles were dropping, boom. I can't remember if it was 1 a week or 2 a week, but like regular battles, like, you know what I mean? And it was just, yeah, let's go. And you kind of remember the cards, like, you know what I mean? Or someone would talk about this battle of the cards, so you're waiting for that to drop. And now, like, it's just like, that's when Don't Flop started dying for me, when it started taking like bare time to drop a battle. And that's one of the reasons I stopped battling on Don't Flop, was because I said I'm not battling, and then 3-4 months later I'm trying to promote the battle. Like, do you know what I'm saying? That's jarring. That my friends, the people that didn't go to London, they want to see it now. Like, they, you know what I mean? They want to get it quick.
I think the other interesting thing about the Don't Flop era in this, because again, I don't want to get too down on Don't Flop and in this in this show, because we're focusing on the doc, and the doc tells a story while they're still on the rise, and they are still putting it together, and they are still figuring it out, and largely speaking, they're batting they're on cloud 9. They're fucking killing it, right? I think the thing that strikes me about it as well is there's a common consensus amongst most people that, like, everyone seems to be singing from broadly the same hymn sheet. They've just got a different way of getting there. And they make reference to this idea of there being characters that have kind of grown organically through the process of becoming aware of battle rap, trying it, and finding that they do it well. My question to that is that part of it? Again, the difference between now and then is this notion that people that are trying it were already exposed to it. So they already had an idea of what it was and what they might do in it. Whereas you've got Mark Grist, who was a poet, and his mate was a battler. So he goes, oh, okay, well, I'll give it a try. You've got, again, guys like Luna and Shotty, who are predominantly musicians, but then try battling as a means of promoting their music careers. Shuffle T and Marlowe, who have a burgeoning nerd nature towards battle rap and take it to a very technical, nuanced level. But like, is there a lack of cross-pollination with battle rap and people outside of it in the way that there used to be now? Is that part of where this doc illuminates where some of that success came from?
Yeah, I get like, yeah, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you come into battle rap back in the day and you just be yourself, and even if you were shit, you would find better ways of being a better version of yourself. Like we said about the Yunnan story, like I said about the Yunnan story earlier, of like Yunnan had to push his style to get it across, and not only did he have to did he just keep doing it at the same level, he had to up the intricacy and the level of writing and the intellectual side of it that went into it to make it think. Whereas now I feel like, and I was gonna have a rant about this later, as in we've stunted our own growth by making such a tier system. Like, if you notice, there's no real tier system back in the day, apart from if you were good, you get this battle. Like, do you know what I mean? You'll get a good battle, and then you'll get a better battle. Whereas now, I feel like the top tiers of who locked themselves in a box and been like, well, you have to be top tier to battle us. Like, you have to be in our club. We have to accept. And not only that, everyone has to like. And it's like, nah, bruv. What made it banging back in the day was, even if it was a style clash, you had a style clash of two respectable characters. So you either liked one more than the other, or you're like, okay, I want to see how these guys would fight, which would make it a great battle. Whereas now I just feel like it's too governed. And in order to get through the ranks, you have to listen to the top tiers now of like, no, you need to do this better, you need to do that better. Whereas I agree, like on a Stroting where he's helping the newbies, that's good. But like, yeah, like you strip more of yourself away, catering for the crowd, where it wasn't, I feel like it wasn't like that back in the day. It just had to be good material, like catered to your taste, like, do you know what I mean?
A few other talking points from the doc that I think, again, are worth mentioning, just to throw it out there in terms of, again, general thoughts and things of that nature. I think the first half of it I found really interesting because it was more like a documentary. I'll be honest, the second half just felt more like a big up to Don't Flop. It just felt like, here's the 100 reasons why Don't Flop are fucking brilliant and everything else you've ever seen is shit. Like, it felt very much aggrandizing in a bit apologetics to Don't Flop's positives and negatives. And I don't know how to feel about that, because in hindsight, 2020, you see some of the tendencies growing from that point onwards, i.e., I mean, what is it, Toucan, who is the first openly bisexual battler, and the reason he has to out himself is because he's worried that someone's just going to out him, so he has to sort of get ahead of it. And it's held up as sort of this, oh, well, it was great because it allowed him to empower himself and the rest of it. And I look at that and go, no, he was preserving himself because, again, of how fucking ruthless that era was. So the question I had to that was, what part of that era was exciting from a fan's perspective? Because, I watched a lot of these battles, but I watched them years after they'd happened, so a lot of the worry, fear, anticipation, hype had dissipated. I was just watching the battle, and if I liked it, I liked it. But, like, watching and growing up with it, what was it like seeing some of this stuff permeate in your own mind? Like, oh, this is dropped, I wonder what's going to happen, because you knew the sort of dynamics of it. What was that like?
So I think it boils down to, and this goes to what you said earlier about it being disrespectful and offensive, and like, again, of like, if the battle is included, it makes it better. So it's like, as someone who's rapped for a long time as well, like, I never forget that rappers are entertainers as well as street poets or whatever you want to call them. They're entertainers. So as long as it was more entertaining than like, this is just hate speech, like, because let's not get it, like, there were dickheads back in the day and there were racists back in the day who thought this was like, this will run, like, do you know what I mean? But it's not. You had to have that, not that entertainment factor as well as that lyrical ability, if that makes sense. So for me watching it was like, yeah, when I'm watching it's like, okay, like I said, we got like O'Shea versus Tony D. You've got someone who is a bar in London veteran Do you know what I mean? From Poisonous Poets, who's rapping with Loki and Doc Brown back in the day. That's sick. Versus O'Shea, who once shit on a shark. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And it's like these two styles are completely opposite. But these two guys are top tier in their craft of what they do. This is the funniest funny guy versus the maddest funny guy versus the serious barra. And they made a classic because they were both putting entertainment value over digging out their opponent on some bullshit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and that petty, like they were both showing lyrical like talent and ability in an entertaining way. And that's what battle rap has always been for me. It's like chess, you know what I mean? It's a 1-on-1 or a 2v2, whatever you're doing. Like, it's me versus you. It's my intellect. How well can I put these words against you and like against you? And I don't know what you're going to do. You don't know what I'm going to do, but let's meet in the middle and duke it out. It's the same as a fight or a game of chess, or like, I'm just a competitive guy, basically, bro. So, but you've got to make it entertaining for the crowd.
I have one more signing off thought, but I want to throw it to you to, again, like, what were some of the other takeaways, or what was the maybe the biggest takeaway from the doc in your mind in terms of this is what I took away from it the most? This is what I think about now when I think about the doc.
I don't know, man. I have mixed feelings. And I know I've said it like it's funny, but like, life was sweeter back then, man. Life was sweeter back then. Do you know what I'm saying? Carefree, like, do you know what I mean? Young bucks on the block, like, and like, before we do that, what I want to say is, you know, you said about the documentary, the second half, but do remember this was meant to come out years ago. So even though could have been a little bit of villain to some, he wasn't his final form of villain, like, do you know what I mean? So this documentary was made probably to promote battle rap on that while we were still on the up trajectory before we went down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay.
Fucking hell. Okay, I'm gonna win some friends now. In this, right? Again, he hadn't fully emerged into his villain arc yet, but my god, does a man know how to because the way they introduced Archaic in this made me feel like, oh, interesting, okay, I get to see his, but almost immediately, hi, I'm Archaic, and I'm and I'm the most fucking important person that has ever lived.
I didn't even want to do this, but my mate made me do it.
Like, and it's like, shit. I watched that segment where they're in a park or a bridge or something, and Ark is just sitting there waiting to say something, and has absorbed all of the oxygen in the surrounding borough, and is. I'm not saying that this is where it started. I'm saying, though, that the signs were there. That if there was a camera in the general vicinity, that man would take center frame and not let that motherfucker go. You know what I mean? And I think what's fascinating about that is the revisionist history of it. Because, again, in my understanding of things since, what this documentary severely undersells is the input of guys like Bagnall and Kruger. Like, they're just sort of there, according to this doc, in terms of, oh, yeah, he's a videographer and this guy battled a couple of times. It's like, you're talking about two of the creative minds behind Don't Flop, lads. We're talking to two of the marketing leads. Like, these are guys that deserve an inordinate amount of credit. And it makes me query, like, how much the doc really did dig into things, in the sense of, were they trying to illuminate things, or were they just kind of like, hey, let's just talk to guys and see what they say and not really press too much? Do you know what I mean? Like, can we just get like a general gist of things? Because then that explains to me why people are sort of on the same page with things, if that makes sense, because everyone's kind of like, oh, this is the general understanding, rather than, well, here's what I actually think. I guess the question to you is, do you think I'm being hard on her?
No, I'm not.
Never been hard on her on this channel.
Pause for hard on her, but
oh, really? What? Okay, so what's an acceptable phrase, motherfucker?
It's still our show. I'm allowed to pause at least once, bro. That's for the dojos and them man out there, like, do you know what I'm saying? Nah, man, it's your opinion, so it's not being
but
harsh.
but when you see it, do you see what I'm seeing?
I feel like, I don't know, maybe, yeah, maybe this documentary just stops a little too early. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be nice to see another part two of like, it'd be nice to see a part two, basically, and maybe this go in after the shot he has blown up with Arsenal and thing, and then like the falling out of Kruger and because that was a monumental moment in battle rap, and that's where Don't Flop really started to pick sides, man. And like it was, you had loyal dons like Ark and I can't remember who was on whose side. Yeah, this ain't Civil War, like, do you know what I mean, Spider-Man thing. But like, yeah, you had like specific, and like this is when like the King of the Ronalds and shit like that started popping up, and like you had to work smart, like, do you know what I mean? It's mad.
Well, I mean, the comment here from Dojo says this doc came out right around the time that Downfall happened, so it got released right as it imploded. Now, it's worth pointing out to people that watch this stream and maybe don't have the same point of reference that me and Crash have. I have less than Crash does, but I don't remember the Don't Flop implosion. I caught it a year and a half after the fact when I was like, oh yeah, Don't Flop, I wonder what's going on there. And I saw the tag on a video that said, explains everything. And so it's like, okay, well, what does that have to do with
is
this?
Is that shout out my boy Tom, bruv. Battle rap, oh, what the fuck is it? Battle rap resume,
Battle
bro.
Rap resume, yeah.
That's when you knew you were a 30 don. When you got one of them, that was a Vlad TV to battle rap. When I got one of them, I say, yo, boys, I don't have to battle no more, me, bro. I'm in the archives now.
5 years I've been interviewing people and I still get that.
His job.
Yeah, but have you seen Battle Rap Resume? Oh, you motherfucker.
Bro, that if you're talking about the documented, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you say going back to Don't Flop and the archives fucked. Someone's been taking the books out, like, do you know what I mean? Battle Rap Resume, bro. He like, bro, why is he interviewing Hollow the Don, bro? Like, you know, like Tom Key, shout out to he booked me for a battle as well. That was cold.
Pagan. Pagan's comment saying Tom really held his feet to the fire in that interview. He was fucking merciless. Sort of.
I remember at the time listening, but I cannot for the fuck of me remember that interview.
Okay, I remember a point of this. We're way off the reservation when it comes to the doc now. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, but I've never had the opportunity to bring this up. So in that interview, goes into this whole thing of I used the company card and I didn't pay it back and I used it for personal reasons and I thought that was reasonable. Holding someone's feet to the fire is going, sorry, that sounds a little bit like you're embezzling company funds. Do you want to clarify that? That's holding someone's feet to the fire.
I hear what you're saying.
So from your perspective, it was okay. Yeah, from my perspective, it was well. We know you thought it was fine because, anyway, my point being to that, right?
You did it.
But that's not what we're talking about. I'm going to bring it back to the doc. The other question I had is, did you enter? I mean, I found it entertaining. Like, I thought it was really well produced. I thought it was put together, well paced. I thought the ending section was a bit weird because they had this sort of paced music to make it sound like it was this, oh, it's onto something. We're building momentum here. And it's like, that went on for 5 minutes. Like, that's a 2-minute promo clip, if that. It just seemed to run out of steam towards the end a little bit. But like I said, that first 30 minutes where it sort of categorizes and catalogs the sort of the genesis of what the thought of UK battle rap is. I thought that was great. What were some of your most enjoyable moments from the doc?
So yeah, I think for the timestamp that it covered, from like going back to the beginning of Jump Off, it was good seeing all of that, to where it finished. Like, I think it was just after obviously the 2-1-2 that Shuffle T and Marlo had. Like, I feel like covering that section of battle rap history as a battle rapper, it was a nice piece of history to watch. Like, it was well put together. It was nice seeing like the young, like I say the young, like Tony D doesn't age. Can we just address this, please? Because like I'm gonna like Tony D. I know they say black don't crack, but Tony D is taking the fucking piss, bro. That could be, is that Tony from 10 years ago? Or is that Tony from fucking the last prep? Who knows, bro? Tony D does not fucking age. Please, bro, whatever brand of cocoa butter you're using, fly your boy a message and let me know, bro, because mine's not working that well. But like, yeah, bro, do you know what it was? The best thing overall feeling was just watching how much fun it was, bro.
You've
Watching,
reminded me of something though, and I have to ask you because I don't know if this is true or not. But it was a statement that was made, and there's some evidence to support it, I would say, which was so they go into some detail about obviously the battle rap history of things and shit like that, and then they go, right, well, but hip hop is black culture, but it took a white guy to make it mainstream. Tony and I forget who was with him at the time was kind of lamenting
Locksmith.
that fact, right?
Locksmith, yeah.
How much validity was there in that statement? Because it was Mark Grist that was featured on Channel 4. It wasn't any of the forefathers.
Right,
It was
right.
lunacy
Yeah.
that people were talking about in schools, not any of the forefathers. But I don't know how much to read into that statement. Unpack it for me. Is it? Do you feel validity in that statement, or do you feel that that was more? I don't know. Where did that come from? Does it have any legs? Because that was shocking to me,
The thing
but
is,
it's
yeah,
difficult for me to speak on it.
So this did feel like a bit more of, I would say, a Don't Flop documentary more than a UK battle rap documentary, due to the fact that I know like Don't Flop was the biggest battle rap ever was in the UK was thanks to Don't Flop, right? We can't take that away. But there is a high not shown, like the streets, like the gift of the gabs, the no loose chat, like, do you know what I mean? The like we when I joined Gift of the Gab, it was right just around the time that like there was kind of this separation of no loose chat, not no loose chat. Gift of the Gab is the Black League, and that's because all the black it was like there was many things that alluded to this, but it was like we were street rappers, and the Don't Flop guys were the sellable, marketable guys, kind of thing, and that's the kind of gist that we, I say we, me anyway, felt like. I said it in a battle, like, do you know what I mean? We got a lot of hate for being street guys, like, do you know what I mean? Which is mad, but like there is a huge missing point of what we would like, what was going on with us, like, do you know what I mean? And like London rappers, and like even to the point where Rivers, very cold rapper, been a very cold rapper, would go on a Don't Flop and get someone like a guy called Quack, who was shit, and like it was hard. I don't know, it was just a different time, so it was just hard for like how do I say it, like the kind of rap I was into especially was like the URL rap, as well as like UK Don't Flop battle rap. That was like British version, right? But then you had like the American styley, which a lot of us did like as well, and there was a lot of that in the UK, but it was underground, if that makes sense. So like, does it take a white guy? Yeah, because half the documentary is following Marlo and Shuffle, because they are very marketable to a bigger audience, if that makes sense.
The question I have then is, why is it hard to make it? Oh, fuck it. How do I say this? This is a bad analogy before I say it, but it's the only thing that comes to mind, because it's the only thing I can think of that's as equally like, wait, what? You're going to sell that to kids? Terminator and RoboCop in the 80s made toys for kids that were fucking 8, 9, 10 years old, right? And if you watch those movies, you would never, ever, ever, ever put an 8, 9, 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Right? You would never put those kids in front of those fucking movies. Yet, they were marketed and exploited directly to children and younger demographics because of there being some cultural buzz, some danger factor, right? My question is, because and Dojo makes the point here, 3 main films about battle rap. 8 Mile versus Embodied are about a white guy getting into battle rap. Tone's point is very valid. My question is, why is the danger element of battle rap hard to repackage into? Because one of the things I love about battle rap is that combative, volatile, not violent, but certainly very, there's a nature to it that I find very engaging, but I don't need it to go to that dark place. I don't need someone's dead parents being brought into a battle to find it engaging and entertaining. And I think a lot of people don't. I think when you look at some of the most popular battles of all time, they're relatively tame battles in themselves, but they're executed in a certain way, and they come close to that line. Like some of the Blizzard Mark Gris stuff you can't air because it's vulgar in its gratuity. But the doc seems to illustrate that jump off didn't happen until you had a Mark Grist or a Luna Sea to put the rocket on in order for everyone else to then follow suit. Why has that been hard? Like, I mean, I'm putting it on you, like you have all the answers, but like, what do you think?
So I'm speaking for all of battle rap. No, I'm joking. From my opinion, right, the reason that it was sellable is because the Mark Grist, even the Lunas back then, who else went viral? Who else we got?
I mean,
Blizzard.
you had Shotty Horror. I mean, if I pull up the Don't Flop page now, and Erd's going to fucking love this.
The ones that went, yeah. So I reckon Shotty and Arsenal,
popular.
that's a different league. That went viral for this being America versus UK.
Yeah,
two of the
very
best
much
at
so.
the time. The ones before, I felt like it broke the stigma of what a battle rapper was for someone that wasn't a battle rap fan, if that makes sense.
In what sense?
So if you feel like back in the day, if you never watched battle rap and you go, these two guys are rapping, you are thinking, these are two underground gangster rappers that are going to battle, like, do you know what I mean? But then, like, when you see someone like a brother stand, like, you've got a young Blizzard there who looks like a teenage boy, like, do you know what I mean? And who at the time was 17, so shouldn't even be in a club, versus a middle-aged white man in a suit, bruv. You're like, what? Battle raps can do this? Like, do you know what I mean? Same reason that fucking, what's that, battle rap history or whatever it's called, have got a thing. It's like, it looks unorthodox. It looks and sounds mad. So when you've got a Luna bombing on, like, you've got Stro, who looks like someone, that guy battle raps, like, do you know what I mean? He got the black beanie, he's aggressive, he got a chain, that's a battle rapper. And then you've got Luna in a fucking colourful hat and a hoodie who looks like more of your skater grunge type, do you know what I mean? Like, and he's bombing jokes on the aggressive guy. That's gonna sell because that's breaking the stigma of raw. Okay, battle rap can have many different shapes or forms.
I will just share with you. This is we've got breaking news here, Crash. We've got breaking news. Isn't it weird how you and I start talking about battle rap documentaries, and it turns out that Premier Battles at 9:30 this very evening tweeted, "What a year, 2018! The Battle 2018, a documentary featuring." A little thumbnail with Koj, and you can't see it, but that's Quill there. What a coincidence!
Are they dropping?
What a coincidence!
Are they dropping a documentary? Yeah.
I'm not saying anything, Crash. You're drawing a conclusion.
So you man, stop talking about our thing. All right, what are you talking about?
Just saying.
Documentaries. Oh, we've got one of those, by the way. We've got. Like, I heard you man like documentaries on battle rap. We've got one of them, by the way. If you're doing battle rap documentaries, we've got one of them. Shout out to man. Shout out to them.
Cheers for the content, lads.
Yeah, cheers, bro. We'll take that. And you know what? Yeah, I know you man are doing it for a sneaky, but we'll take it.
We will 1000% review that.
Don't play it on the table if you ain't willing to bet it. Like,
not unhappy about that result, anyways. But yeah, I appreciate the shout out for that one. He should we remain nameless. Final couple of points on this doc. We will come to that one another day. And then, like I said, next week, not only are we going to watch this live, we're going to pause at moments where we think we want to illustrate something, but also I will reveal my rap name.
Have we invited people on? Yeah, like I would like a chat with a load of people. Listen, some old, some new. If, like I said to you in the messages, like it'd be cold.
I tell you what, I tried, but I will give you an assignment.
You're not invited, man.
I don't give you many assignments. I'm putting it to you. I need you to go out and find us some esteemed alumni so that you guys can share it. You guys intervene. Because this is what's frustrating to me. I wasn't around for this era. I don't remember anything about this. So seeing baby versions of everyone.
I'm not gonna lie, I might have to holler my boy Troy. Troy's got more IQ than me, bro. He's been to more events than me, bro. Well, we'll see what.
We'll see.
But yeah, I'll
We'll
try and
see.
get on
We'll
some
see.
people.
We'll try and get some guests. But as far as this one, as we draw to a close this evening, because again, I did try getting some of the people recommended to me on. In fact, I just need to check one thing. I'm going to throw it to you though while I'm checking it.
Are you checking the Spurs score?
I might be checking the Spurs
I nearly
score.
picked up my phone and did exactly the same thing when you said that.
Might be checking just to see if
Tony, it was worth it.
well,
Tony, you could have been a hero in this
maybe
show, bro.
they won 7-0 and they're not going to be it's 1-1.
Oh, good luck, Tone.
But they are out of the relegation zone, so damn. Really rather hoping that he would lament that more. But anyways, as far as this doc is concerned, I mean, not that you're going to rate it out of 10, but like, how likely are you to recommend this to someone that doesn't know anything about battle rap, or conversely, who's a massive fan but isn't as familiar with the UK scene in this era?
So I reckon, yeah, if you want a fucking opinion on battle rap, yeah, and you want to come up in the comments, bro, you need to at least see this. No, I'm joking. No. So, like, I wouldn't show, if one of my friends said, oh, you battle rap, innit? Show me some battles. I'm not going to throw this in their face, but if I showed them some battles and they were like, oh, this is sick, and like, we'd go down a route of like, do you know what I mean? Oh, these are some older battles. Like, do you know what I mean? And it'd be like a thing of like, yo, do you want to watch a battle rap documentary? That's cool. Like, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't force feed it to no one, but like, I'd highly recommend it to like the newer battlers, if that makes sense, the people who aren't familiar, just so like you get a little bit of battle rap lore, because I've seen new battlers react to stuff and they don't really know what it's referencing. So like, yeah, if you want to know, like, I don't know, I get hyper focused on shit in it. So like, if you want to get into battle rap and just know more about it, it's a brilliant watch. Or even if you're just curious, like, do you know what I mean? It's a piece of UK culture. I'm a fan of documentaries overall anyway, so like, do you know what I mean? It's something different and niche, like, so yeah, man, definitely watch it though. And I think it's presented very, very well and understandable, so it doesn't lose you too much if you're not familiar on like who the fuck is like, do you know what I mean? Well, you're gonna find out, baby. You're gonna find out.
I think the thing that makes me sad about this at the end as well has nothing to do with this. It's, I see how effective this was at kind of taking you on a bit of a journey throughout the beginning of battle rap, right? And we've just come off the back of a tournament where we're in the midst of it, technically speaking, but we're caught up to speed now, right? How nice would it have been to maybe had something on the, when all is said and done and the dust is settled, right, guys? Just also want to let you know we've been filming this as we've been going, which is they've not been doing interviews with guys to say, hey, talk about, no, it's, hey, come over here. What happened? Ah, man. And they kind of have this sort of journey planned out for guys, because what I enjoyed about this the most was that progression of time. And that's, you get in documentaries a lot when it's put together well, is you feel like you get to relive it in a certain frame of mind. Like, again, the one that's done it, the one that everyone's exposed to is The Last Dance, where if you've never heard of the Chicago Bulls and you've never heard of Michael Jordan, by the end of it, you are convinced that Michael Jordan's the greatest athlete of all time and the Chicago Bulls were the greatest team of all time. Again, largely omitting certain details and pieces of information along the way to cultivate that narrative. But it's very effective. You can't help but feel like, wow, this was a big deal. I got that vibe from this doc, and that's probably the highest compliment I can pay it, is that I'm so bummed I wasn't around for a lot of this. I'm so annoyed that I wasn't part of the growth of this part of the culture and this phase of the culture. But it does make me very motivated to make sure that we enjoy everything about where we are now, lest we look back on this time and go, actually, that tournament was pretty fucking good, and we did have a lot of very good battlers around it. It was pretty cool that we had a couple of promotions, and it is cool that we've got 4 events from 3 different promotions coming up very soon. Like, maybe we'll look back on that with a shade of melancholy and nostalgia in years to come. Who knows? So that's my main takeaway from this, is that it gave me a reason to care more than a lot of other content I've seen concerning battle rap recently.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it did make me a little. Do you know what? I share your frustration of like someone who watched it. I think I got comfortable just watching it on YouTube as well, so I was never never like, I need to go to this. I need to go to one because I enjoyed it how I enjoyed it at home. Do you know what I mean? And it was regular. That like I never thought like I need to be in that room. Like, do you know what I mean? It was always gonna be there. So like when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, but how dope would it have been to go into a checkpoint or something like that? Like, do you know what I mean? I think like my first Don't Flop, weirdly enough, was Don't Flop Amsterdam. Do you know what I mean? And that was because I was on holiday and my friend got the call to go on. I was on holiday in Portugal and my friend called me and said, listen, I've been booked for Don't Flop Amsterdam. I'm like, bro, I'm using all my bread, bro. I'm on holiday. What do you mean? And he's like, oh, fuck it. I'll lend you the money, but like, we gotta go. And I was like, do you know what? It's Amsterdam. I haven't been to Amsterdam yet, and I haven't been to a Don't Flop event. What a fucking way to go to a do you know what I mean? And I think what makes it different is like everyone's stories back in the day, especially when it was very new, were very, very different of how you got into battle rap or why you got into battle rap. And now like telling the same, like you said, I would like the behind the scenes content, but a lot of the stories are kind of the same now. Do you know what I mean? I watched Arsenal versus Shotty, got into battle rap, thought fuck it, I could do that. Not like I was a rapper or something. Like, do you know what I mean? Not I was a comedian guy. Like, do you know what I mean? A lot of the story, like we've hit a section where it is, yeah, I watched battle rap because it went viral, and that's what got me into the battle rap room. And then I spoke to Tony D. Tony D was drunk and said, "You do it," and now I do it. Like, do you know what I mean? Whereas we didn't watch it before it went viral. It wasn't even really on YouTube when I got into it. It was only little clips on YouTube or pirated copies, but you had to go to Jump Off TV. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I can see it. Like, do you know what I mean? But I agree. I would like to see a set. Like, I would watch battle rap content if it was like I've watched your interview with Lunacy and stuff like that because I am interested in certain characters and what their take is on it.
That interview, by the way, is still available on my YouTube channel right now. You should go and watch it. I will also say, apparently, we're abandoning the phrase "run this up." We've all collectively agreed that asking people to go and check out something that's been underviewed is somehow passé. So I don't know quite how to phrase this next bit, but the documentary itself on the YouTube page has 4,541 views as of this recording. That seems low. So I don't know. Can we coin a phrase on this podcast maybe to indicate to people that they need to go and watch this to pump the numbers up a little bit? Like,
but we're not saying run it up.
We're not saying run it up because we're cool, right? We're not going to do that. What's a cool phrase? Chat, Pagan, stand this down.
What's a punchline like? Do you know what I mean?
Jog. Oh, Dojo's trying to make it jog this skyward. He's. It's a very humorous observation there. No, you see what I'm doing there? He's run. He's put job there, and Joe said and skyward because up you go that way and you just go. I see what you did there, Dojo. It's very humorous. I succeeded because Dojo's got a battle coming up. That's clearly a sign of the stellar writing you're going to hear in that battle.
No, I feel like he's run out of all the. Who's that, bro? Fucking, I'll shit myself then, bro. He's run out of all the good punchlines. He's giving us the dad joke type shit. Like, do you know what I mean?
Oh, you mean he's hoarding all his good shit for his battle?
Crumbs, yeah, he's giving out the crumbs is free, but the bread you ain't having slices to this until it's ready.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me start off by saying, number one, I would thoroughly recommend this documentary, not only to battle rap fans, if you weren't of this era, if you came in at the same time as me in sort of 2014, 15. If you're a hardcore battle rap fan and you were around for this era, it will serve as a neat little reminder of the period of time that it was and a lot of the things that were going on at the time. But mainly, I would use this as, again, what we were just saying. There are 4 events coming up, ladies and gentlemen. You've got 2 from Prem on the 6th of June and the 1st of August, respectively. You've got a Birmingham card by Second City Battles, I think they're called, headed by McCoy. That card is yet to drop. But you've also got No Loose Chat on the 30th of May. I don't know if you know anything about that card by any chance. Is there anything about that card that's unique, interesting, that might be worth referencing for you, dude?
Yeah, it's the first card in like years that's got a Welsh rap battler on there. His name's Crash. It's co-main event. And it's a title match as well. So shout out Mayhem 2. No Loose Chat, 30th of May. Be there. I'm a gun bar. If you like gun bars, I'm going to be where the gun bar's at. And Surf is known to use a knife or two in his rounds. So he going to be stabbing people. So get down. Lyrical stabbings, by the way, people. Feds, clock off, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? It's going down. No Loose Chat, baby. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. You like my finger play?
It's very threatening.
That's foreshadowing for the guns that's coming
Yes.
Pyro's way, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the scopies. Red light on it. Beam on it.
Scopies.
The scopies.
Yes.
You're gonna love some battle rap, but you're gonna like.
I don't know nothing about no battle rap. No, scopies. I've never heard that phrase. That's a new one.
Scopies,
I will promise we will do promos for not only Crash's upcoming return, but for a lot of the other cards. Pagan references Trenches on the 17th of May. I'm not familiar with that one. What's that one? Is that Don't Flop? Is that someone else? I don't know what that is.
That's Amity's League.
Oh, I see.
They are. Yeah, they're them in it.
In which case, Pagan, signpost me. I will share, like, subscribe, and all the rest of that good jazz. But the point is, there's a lot of battle rap to take part in, to be a part of view. So who knows what's going to happen as a result of the tournament? Let's see what Don't Flop do in weeks and months to come. Hopefully, No Loose Chat can start to put a run together. Second City maybe can do something. But you don't know unless you go. So, Crash is going to be battling. You've got a reason to go see him. You've got the culmination of the Prem tournament to watch, the semi-finals and the final. You've also got the debut of a new league. Get your ass out there and go watch some battle rap live. Go support some of this shit. Go and stand on... Just be on camera. Just go stand behind the battlers and go, hi, I'm in the battle. It's fun. Trust me. It's good crack. But before any of those take place, I think that'll about do it. Is there anything else you want to say about this doc before we watch it next week?
Yeah, man. Go click the link to the doc and blow them views up, son.
I'm pretty sure I put the link in the description.
Was that it? Blow them views up instead of run it up.
Blow the views up.
I've used the up though.
There's gonna be a phrase.
Like,
run them up. Like escalate them severely.
Twist up your algorithm.
Yeah. Fucking all the ones and zeros. Put them in that bar right there until there's lots of them.
Observe that MP4, bruv.
Yeah.
Observe that MP4. What was that, bruv? I didn't even hear like 2 clicks together. Bro.
So it's the old Ali G thing.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Like kids.
Yeah.
This is really aging ourselves. This was, you're so cool if you can do that. And then there was the whole thing of, if you keep doing it, you can get fucking, what was it? Arthritis.
Man, my uncles were Jamaica, man. They were doing all that. That's bullshit. I never believe that shit, bro.
Bunch of fucking 13-year-old doctors running around saying, if you get that, you get fucking arthritis. We were. I don't think I'm
blood clotting on this section of this show. Fair play.
But there you go. I can. There you go. I can also do it like that as well, so I don't even put the hand together. But anyways, my unrelenting coolness to one side. I've been Lorne. He's been Crash. We're going to come back next week. We're going to watch this fucking thing. God help me, because it's an hour's worth of a documentary. Are we really going to watch it all?
I feel like now we've got the talking out the way, we might be able to run through it. Like, do you know what I mean? Don't want to be pissing off our viewer friends and like stopping and starting every 2 sentences. But I feel like we'll get through a scene or two and then just review that scene, if that makes sense, rather than us getting all this out as well as watching an hour documentary.
I think I'm much more excited about that prospect. So between me and Crash, I think 2 each. So we both pick a scene each, and then pick a scene each, and then hopefully guests. Hopefully people who were on it or in it or around it. Because I think that's more interesting. But you'll have to wait and see, because that's next week, not now. So for now, at least.
Also, tune in next week for the reveal of Lorne's old battle rap name.
Yeah.
That alone needs to be done.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
We'll rock, paper, scissors, and whoever loses goes first, innit?
Guests from the era, my old rap name.
Can we play a guessing game? Let's all go on Twitter and guess Lorne's old rap name. Caveman is in the lead with fucking Lorna
Lorna
C.
C. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
Dub
Caveman,
T
you're
would
killing
turn
me.
that into a fucking Twitter handle, he would.
I should take that and run. I should put that on a shirt immediately, but I have other things to do. So, but speaking of which, Caveman joined us. Appreciate you, dude. HD Ramus joined us. Pagan joined us. Dojo joined us. And also young David, I look forward to seeing you at an event at one of these upcoming ones. I won't take no for an answer, my friend. But in the meantime, where can people follow you, find you, and support you, dude? You've got a battle to plug and promote, so people need to be following you to keep up to speed with the updates. Yes.
I'm a crash out on X
Yes.
/ Twitter for my OGs. Do you know what I'm saying? And TikTok, but I don't really use that no more. And then at Simply Crash on Instagram. I'm worrying myself, do I delete my Instagram? But like, I'll be on there. Some dope raps, some dope animations, stuff's on there, bruv.
There you go.
Go and follow me.
There you go. And we'll be back next week, same time, 9 p.m. Monday to watch a few segments from the documentary. Plus, I got hit with a you asked on too short notice. Well, now lads, you've got a week. There's no football on next week as far as I'm aware, so no excuses. We want to see some of the old heads. We want to see some of the fucking vets on here next week telling us exactly what was what back in the days of the original golden era of Don't Flop and UK Battle Rap. But until then, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Prem, thanks for the documentary suggestion. We'll start on that the week after next. But between then and now, take care of yourselves. I've been Lorne, he's been Crash, and we'll see you next week for the next edition of the Halcyon Show.